Welcome back to my channel, you guys. We are going to be making today my hanging pot plant patterns. That is a tongue twister for me for some reason. If you guys decide that the tutorial is not for you and you want the written pattern, you guys can get that linked in the description below. And if you guys are seeing this May 24th or later, there is going to be a giant sale since I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. Thank you guys so much. I am so freaking excited about it. Everything for this pattern will be linked below. It is one of my best sellers at my market, so I really hope this is going to be great for you at your markets. If you're just going to make it for yourself or a family member, I hope you and they love it. And of course, you guys are more than welcome to share, post, sell your finished plushie. Please make sure you credit me as the creator when you do so. That way I also could be able to see it and help share and repost for you as well and support you since you are supporting me. Please do not claim, redistribute, sell, or anything of that nature of this pattern. This pattern is, I want to say, about beginner intermediate level. You guys will have to know all the basic stitches like single crochet, increase, decrease, slip stitch, chain, all of that. But there also is, I know magic ring is a little hard for people, but there's magic ring, back post stitch only, front post stitch only, and a double crochet. So if you guys don't know how to do those, there will be a slight tutorial in those, especially for the back post, front post, and magic circle. But let me know in the comments below and I will make you a video just for you, a slowed down version, so you can do this pattern. And if you guys are not following me yet, go follow me on Instagram. I have so many more free written patterns on my Instagram, as well as more tutorials here, and everything as well will be on my Patreon, which is just another platform for me to share and give you guys tips, tricks, ideas, and behind the scenes of things. So everything will be linked in the description below, as well as more recommendations on what yarn, hooks, whatever to use with this pattern. So thank you, and let's get to it. I'm going to be using a mix between the teddy bear and the toffee color from Parfait Chunky for the dirt. It's completely up to you, but I like to interchange all of my pots, which I believe at least one of the pots has the toffee in it, but I am going to be using the teddy bear for majority of them today. Plant colors, I am going to be using these two colors here. Each plant is kind of like interchangeable. One plant I am going to be showing you how to do a really cool color change with, but this is Emerald in Parfait Chunky, and this is Keylime, which I think is absolutely beautiful. The one hanging flower pot, I am using the color Haze from Parfait Chunky. I think these two looked really good together, so that's what I'm using for this video. You can use whatever color you want for the flowers, and of course for my pot I am using just regular white from Parfait Chunky Premier Yarns. You can use any color that you want for your pot pattern. This is just what I prefer and what I've noticed sells the best. Our other materials we are going to be using today is a darning needle, a 4.5mm hook, scissors. I have no idea what happened to mine, so we are using my daughter's scissors today, and at least one stitch marker. Again, this will be linked in the description below if you want some fun plant stitch markers. So we are starting off with a magic ring. If you can't do a magic ring or you prefer just to use the 2 chain method, that is perfectly fine. I am going to be showing you how I personally do a magic circle, and there is a video on my Instagram which I also will be putting on my YouTube, which will be linked in the description below, of a slower down version. So I like to pinch it between my 2 fingers, wrap it around, but making an X, and then I don't care how you hold it, just hold it with some tension, and then take your hook underneath and grab that top yarn, and then pull through, and then you're going to do it again. Same yarn, grab it, and pull through. And that is the magic circle, and now we're going to be working into it. So we're going to be doing 8 single crochet into the magic ring. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And how I close this one is I undo my little yarn strand, and then I kind of shimmy all of these stitches down. I've noticed this works honestly the best for them, because sometimes I do my tension a little bit too tight. There we go. And that is it. Magic ring done. So from here, for row number 2, we are going to be doing 8 increases to get to 16. So here is 1. Oops. Oh, maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So now row number 3, we are going to be doing an increase or a single stitch and then an increase 8 times until we get 24 stitches. So there's 1. Now we're going to do an increase. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Now we are going to be doing 2 single crochet and an increase 8 times until we get 32 single stitches, and this is going to be the last time we are increasing. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Okay, so this is what it should look like. This is going to be the very, very bottom of your pot, and now we are going to be creating the actual like depth part. So we are going to start off with doing 32 single stitches in the back post only. So with that is you take a look and you see that's your post for your stitch. That is what we are going to be working around. So you're going to go through the inside, stick your hook out, and then around that post and stick it back in. And then you'll see like I'm kind of popping the post inwards. And now you're going to single crochet around that. And this part I think is super important to use a stitch marker just so you know where you're ending with. So that was 1. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, sorry, went off camera a little bit, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Okay, so that is what it should kind of be looking like right now. The inside is going to, you can kind of see the little ridge come up here a little bit. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. And then same on the outside, you can see the little ridge. So now rows 6 through 10, we are going to be doing 32 single stitches. And I'm just going, because this is how it works for me, this part you can either mute or fast forward. I'm going to count to 100 and then I'm going to count to 60 just because that's how my brain works and that's how many stitches there are. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, oh come on, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. Oh my goodness, I'm struggling today. 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, one more row to go, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. All right, so this is what it should be looking like when you look at it from the top, and then this is what it looks like from when you look at it from the side. It should be nice and flat, just to give it more of that like pot shape instead of it kind of just all blending in with a round shape. So just like how we did the back post only, now we're going to do the front post only. In my written pattern, I have it as the front loop only. You could do either or if it's easier for you. I just personally like the way it looks better with the post stitch, just because it comes out a little bit more flat on the edges. I personally like it a little bit better. So same thing, but instead of going inwards, you're going to do it from out. So you're going to go through this one stitch and then around that post. And then yarn over and pull through. There's one. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I'm about to lose yarn chicken. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Bummer. I lost count. I think we're on 25. Let's just go with 25. I'll figure it out later. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. Oh man. 30. 31 and 32. It's up to you. If you want to have it a hanging pot, then continue on. If not, just go down to the chapters below and skip this next part. But now we're gonna make the straps just super quick. So what I like to do is I like to slip stitch into the first stitch originally, just so it's a little bit more flush, and then I chain 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Now you are going to use your stitch marker and mark that stitch. We will be working into this in a minute. So now from here, you're going to chain another 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And then make sure this is straight, so your pot is not going to be all wonky. And either, this part is up to you, you can either count, I like to count starting right next to it and count 16 around and finish on 16, or you can take the easy road out and just fold it in half like I'm doing, and then whatever stitch it is, it is. It's a little bit more chaotic, but majority of this time, I just wanted to be real with you guys, that's what I do. But otherwise, it is going to be 16 stitches apart to make it even. Okay, so now from here, I do count. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Insert your hook and make sure it's going through the last row that we did instead of going through here, the lip of it. You can see right here is the actual post stitch that we did, because we are going to be working into this back stitch right here that we did not work into. So bam. All right, so now slip stitch this on. That doesn't count. And then now we are going to do the same thing, chain 40, but work this in as you go, because you're already going to have to sew in 2 other pieces. Might as well just work this in so you don't have to do that. So there's 1, and we're going to be doing that with the majority of the patterns moving forward. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Oh, come on. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So now from here, again, make sure your strand is not all crooked because you don't want your pot to be going crooked on you. And so now you're going to go to this stitch marker, and don't take this out yet because we're going to be working into it again, but you're going to slip stitch through this part, and this stitch is going to count. So that counts as 1. And now you're going to slip stitch, or sorry, you're going to chain 8 more times. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then slip stitch into it again. There we go. I got a little confused there for a second. And that counts as 10. This part was completely unnecessary if you don't plan on ever putting it on a hook. If you just want to like use the middle part, that is completely fine, but I like having the hook option. So now you can remove your stitch marker, and last little bit we are going to chain 40 more and then fasten off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So make sure everything is all straight. And then again, I am going to cheat and fold it in half. I know a lot of you probably hate me right now for that, but I apologize. And slip stitch it shut and fasten off. So before we move on to the dirt, just do this really quick so we don't have to do it later. Just weave in your ends, because I hate having ends. I just weave it in as you go is my favorite thing, but I mean obviously we couldn't do that for this part, but if we weave this in then we won't have to look at it later, and that's my favorite part. And then again. And how I did it is I go through just a stitch to get it onto this side properly so this isn't twisted, and then I go through the middle post. So you can't see my needle here, but you also can't really see it back here. I'm in the middle of it, so it's like I weaved it in as I went, but I really did not. And then you can also go back the other direction by skipping over half of a post and going back in through the same way. It kind of locks it in a little bit better. But yes. There we go. Now this is going to just be part of the stuffing. So if you decided to do the back loop instead of, or the front loop instead of the post, front post only, you're going to be working in the unworked back loops from row number 10, which it does check out because this is row 11 and then this is the back loop section from row 12, or sorry, from row 10. So I don't really care where I start with this next part. I know that sounds a little weird, but if you seamlessly did like that single crochet, it should all look pretty good. I do think it was this one that did it, so I try to start as best as I can from there, but I don't really mark it. So you're going to insert your hook from the last row number 10 popping through. When you fold it over, you will be able to see the little bump here. And we are going to be taking our either toffee or teddy bear color like I am. And we are going to be single crocheting it on, more of a slip stitch it on, and then chain one. Kind of acts as a single crochet. Maybe, there we go. It's easier to find it that way. Again, stitch marker is my favorite to use for here, so my stitches are not off. So that counts as one. And so now we are going to be a single crochet and then decrease. So we're going to be doing 2 single crochets and a decrease 8 times until we get 24 stitches. Again, work this in as you go because it locks it in and it's not going to go anywhere. So that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, almost there, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So if you did this part right, you should not be able to see the brown on this side, because I know that was kind of an issue for some people. But just so you know, if you feel like you didn't do it right, just double check, flip this over. Like, see, a little bit too far on this one, but I'm gonna keep it. I like having not everything the exact same. Okay, so now this next row, we are going to be doing a single crochet, a decrease 8 times around until we get 16 crochet, or 16 single crochet. So there's 1. Oh, well, I can't stick the palm tree through the slit. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So here's a good stopping point to start to stuff. I don't stuff it completely until later, just so I can get in there without the fuzzies getting all over the place. And now we are going to be doing 8 decreases all the way around. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one 4, 8. Leave a long-ish tail just so you have enough to be able to close the circle and make sure everything fits in nicely. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pull it close. I hate when the little fuzzies pop up. They bother me. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then that is our pot for today. And make sure you guys come back for the next tutorial. It is going to be either next Friday, like this coming next Friday, or it is going to be the following Friday in 2 weeks from now. It will be the removable pot version of this pot, and then Turtle the Shelly pot that comes with all of these plants as well. Now that we have this, we are going to start crocheting with our pot. Majority of the plant patterns that I have do not actually get crocheted into the pot until literally the strand is done being made, but I'm going to first start off with our spiral plant, which is the only plant that is going to be made into the pot directly the whole time. Okay, so with this one is also going to be the only one I'm going to show you how to do a color change with. I just think I've been wanting to do this and I haven't had the chance yet, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And if you don't want to color change during it, just don't color change when I color change. So with the spiral plant, you're going to go anywhere around. This is the hole that we just closed. You're going to go anywhere in any of these stitches around and stick your hook in that and then go through the hole. And you're going to do that repeatedly around, working through the same center hole. So again, just pull through and then slip stitch it, shut. So now from here, you are going to chain 31. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, whoopsies, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. So this plant is very, very similar to my Jeffrey the jellyfish plant. We are just going to be making spirals. It is a super, super easy plant and it comes out adorable. You could either do an increase up the whole plant, or you can do an increase single crochet 15 times up the whole plant. I am going to be doing an increase up the whole plant just because this is probably going to go in somebody's car. And I kind of want things to be a little bit more cinched up. but I think that having it hang is beautiful also. So you're going to be doing an increase 30 times, or like I said, a single crochet increase 15 times. So there's 1 increase, oopsies, 2 increase, 3 increase, 4, 5, I need to get one of those spinning things, 6, you can already see it starting to form. That was 7, here is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oops, there we go, that was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, oops, 24, 25, 26, 'oh, come on. There we go. 27, now it's 27, 28, oh, did I count 12 twice? I think I counted 12 twice. 29, oh no I didn't, we're good. And last one, 30. So now, if you want to color change, watch this next part. If you don't want to color change, close your eyes for a second. We are going to be taking our secondary color. Again, this one is Emerald and this is Keylime. And actually don't look away for a second if you don't want to color change. You need to see how we're skipping apart. Sorry. Original stitch here and slip stitch it shut. I think it just looks better that way. There's no little gap or hole here at the bottom. I just like it. I do that for everything, my pattern or not. And then now you're going to go into the next crochet spot over through that center hole like we originally did. Yarn over, pull through. If you want to color change, do that now. If you don't want to color change, close your eyes. And there we go. So now for this next part, we are going to be doing 21 chain. Sorry, chain 21. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before I continue on, I really don't want these to fall out. So we're just gonna, oh yeah, see, look, that one already moved. That one, we're just gonna tie it closed. If you didn't color change, you're going to be doing the same thing that I just did, like this, at the very, very end, so don't worry about it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And now same thing, if you over here did the increase all the way like I did, you're going to do increase all the way down. If you did the increase single crochet, you're going to do that all the way back as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So again, now here, slip stitch into the original crochet stitch. I don't know why that came out weird. Oh, you get back in there. There we go. It's trying to escape on me. Okay, and then again, you're going to single crochet over, and if you're color changing, make sure you color change, and that is it. So you guys are going to be doing that 2 more times. You can do it more if you want, but after that you are going to be doing one more thing with this plant, so just hang on a second. I will meet you after the end. You should have 6 of these. There should be 3 each length. Okay, so you should have ended up here. There should be 3 of each color. You can do more if you want, you can do less if you want. Completely up to you. These plants are interchangeable, customizable. That's what I love about crochet. You can do what you want with it. But now, normally it's a little bit more prominent. I don't know why it's not so much tonight, but normally there's like a little ring, essentially. It's probably because of all the color changing, but there's a ring here normally. So if you're seeing that, that's what normally it looks like. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing one more. So we're going to have 7. So if you did 8, you're going to have 9 or whatever. You want to have one more coming out the top just to give it a little bit more fluff, to get the colors not exactly looking like stripes, and also just to get rid of that ring. So I'm going to be using this lime color, and I am not going to be doing the 30 increases like we did the whole time. It's going to come out looking more of like this, just so I can have it feeling like a real plant. Like the real plant has like the darker vines for the like older ones. The lighter ones are normally like a baby or an earlier color, so I'm going to kind of like do an in-between, so it's going to still be like a baby color but a little bit longer how this one is. So we are going to be doing the 21 chain with this top one, and then it's up to you if you want to do 20 increases all the way down or the 10 single crochet increases all the way down. Completely up to you. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then like I said, I'm going to be doing the single crochet increase all the way down. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might have lost count there. I apologize, you guys. 9, 10. Sorry, my wrist is like cracking. Okay, so now we are going to fasten off. And like you saw earlier, I like to tie them together. I think they stay a little bit better, and I don't like to make them stay in the same stitch when I do that, just because this actually means they're not going to go anywhere together if you knot it. There we go. So now they're not actually going to be going anywhere at all. And then I hide it. I come up through the middle ring and I tuck them in. They're just now little extra pieces of stuffing. Nothing goes to waste. Get back in there. There we go. So there you have it. That is our plant. As you can see, the little top one is just a little bit longer. If you pull on it, it does get longer. All of them will. I actually really like this, especially for my jellyfish pattern, because it's like a little interactive fidget toy. But you can see how now it's like nicely, I think this is so pretty, but I like all of it. So that's it. And let's move on to the next plant. Doing our string of hearts again with this pattern. I do 3 leaves on each vine. That's what I just personally like to do. The only difference really is in the chains here, and then again in my written pattern I have this different. I have all of my long ones, I believe, not having any chains, and I have all my short ones being 3. I kind of now interchange it just to give it a little bit more stagger, so they're not all like sitting up here squished exactly like this up at the top. I just think it looks a little bit nicer that way. So now you can also add as many leaves as you want. Just keep repeating the process as many times as you'd like. So let's get to it. We are going to be grabbing, obviously, our colored emerald for this pattern. And I want to say this pattern is more of an intermediate pattern just because you are working with very, very small spaces and you kind of need to know what you're working into with all of the double crochet as well. So first you are going to chain 3. I need to update my written pattern because it's still chain 2 in my written pattern, but chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And in that first chain, the third chain from the hook, or the very first one that you did, we are going to be doing a double crochet and an increase 4 times. So that was 1, there's 2, there's 3, last one, 4, 4, and then do an extra chain, and you're going to slip stitch into that original chain. You can note, like, you don't need to really use a stitch marker because you can just see it. It's just that little hole here. And slip stitch. Again, work the tail in as you go. It's going to be a lifesaver for you later. So now from here, you're going to chain 1. And then you should see a hole right here. There's 1, a hole right here for 2, a hole right here for 3, 4, and 5, and then that little tiny hole is the original chain we are working into. So you're going to start off with this hole on the side, do 3 double crochet. All of it is working straight into that hole. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now chain 1, and now you're working into the next hole. Do a half double crochet, there's 1, well technically 4, single crochet for 5, and single crochet for 6. Now chain 1. Now in here you're going to be doing 6 single crochet but broken up. So do your first set of 3 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, chain 1 like we've done, and then another chain 3 in the same hole. So there's 1, 2, 3, and again chain 1, and now into the next hole you're going to do 2 single crochet. So 1, 2, and 1 half double crochet. You're just working backwards now. Chain 1, and now 3, oop, see, I didn't do it. So 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. I was so focused on showing you guys how to do this. I forgot to work this in. So if you did that, I can show you how to fix it without having to come in with your darning needle here in a second. It's really nice. So chain 1, and then slip stitch into that original chain. So I want to make the long strand first. Work this in as you go if you did not do it originally. So you're going to chain 15. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So now from here, you're going to do count down 3. So 1, 2, 3, your third chain from the hook. You're going to repeat the process. Yarn. I just chained here a little bit so I can add it in. Okay. So we're going to add it in on this side just so this side could use a little bit of length. Maybe add it in between. What are these? Long, short, long, short. We'll just add it in between here just to give it a little bit of length. And I just add it in like we did the other one, just through a random crochet through the hole. And then yarn it over and pull through. And I leave this until I get one more in there, and then I tie them together. So we're going to do it one more time. That was the long strand. Now we're going to do the short strand, which is essentially the same thing, just chaining in between is different. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then a double crochet and a chain 1 4 times. So that was 1, 2, 3, last one, and 4, and then do that extra chain. So now slip stitch into that original chain, and then you're going to be doing a chain 1, and then you're going to start working in that hole again. So there's 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and now you're going to do a half double crochet into the next one, now there's 1, and then a single crochet, chain 1, and then 3, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then 1, 2, 3, chain 1 into that same hole, and then 2 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet now. So this was the beginning leaf of our small one, and make sure you go straight into that circle. That's how you get the heart, is it going into that circle with that slip stitch. So now here, instead of chaining 15, we're going to chain 11. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Everything else is the same. Half double, or a double crochet from the 3rd stitch from the hook, and you're just going to keep repeating the process. So I'm going to finish out this leaf, or these 2 leaves, and then I will get back to you. I knew I was playing Yarn Chicken, but this is it. This is all I have left, so I'm not really going to be doing any more chains than that. But I wanted to break up the long pieces right here. So again, just find a random space, go through, and slip stitch this on. Again, please remember you can do as many leaves as you want. You can do as many strands as you want. Make this plant pertain to you. It doesn't have to be my exact pattern. If you want more leaves, if you want longer leaves, go for it. And then hide it for extra stuffing later. And that is how you do the string of hearts. Okay, the next plant that is going to be up is the succulent plant. This plant is actually only in my Shelly the Turtle Pot pattern. So I already started off. You want to have 3 of each petal, 3 large, 3 smalls. So that's what we're going to be doing right now, is making 1 of each. In the key lime color, I do normally like to use this double strand with 2 different colors. I think it looks super freaking cool. It looks more of like a cactus kind of thing, but I'm not doing that today. Start off with our magic ring, and you're going to be doing 4 single crochet in the middle. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're starting off with the small petal first. Both petals will start off with 4 single crochet, but let's just start off with the small petal first. So now you're going to be doing a single crochet and an increase 2 times. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you're going to be doing 2 single crochet and an increase 2 times to get to 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you're going to do 8 single crochet all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then last round for this one, we are going to be doing 3 single crochet and an increase 2 times to get to 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I lied. That wasn't the last round. This is going to be the last round because we're going to fold it. So you want to lightly stuff it. It doesn't have to be super plumpy packed like this. These are super squishy, barely even stuffed. Okay, and now for this, we are going to be doing a decrease while being folded shut. Jesus. Okay, so your decrease, your single crochet now, and then another decrease while being folded shut. And then you want to leave a longish tail for sewing. So now you should have 3 petals, 3 small petals. Now we're going to make the large petal. Like I said earlier, we're going to be doing that 4 single crochet into the magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you're going to be doing a single crochet increase 2 times to get to 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now again, 2 single crochet increase 2 times to get to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to do 3 single crochet increase 2 times to get to 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We only have 3 more rounds left, so we're going to do 4 single crochet increase twice to get to 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, last time increasing, it is 5 single crochet increase twice to get to 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So again, we're going to stuff lightly. And then we're going to fold it shut and start crochet or decreasing it shut. So you're going to decrease on the side, just like we did the first one. Decrease 1. And then you want to do 3 single crochet. So there is 1, 2, 3, and another decrease. This way the ends aren't as like extremely flared out as they would be normally. And of course leaving a long tail for sewing. This is actually the only pattern, I believe, next to the hanging plants when you have to attach the flowers, that you have to fully sew. Something I forgot to mention in the materials is a Amigurumi stick, I believe is what they're called. Mine is literally just a double-sided knitting needle. I plan on making my own though eventually, but right now this works great. We are going to sew them together. So you're going to take all of your big ones and you're going to put them like this, and this is how we are going to sew them. Okay? Okay. So hold them together kind of like a sandwich, and then you're going to take your corners in. Corner, corner. They don't have to be completely sewn together, just something enough to stay together. And then I like to weave it in because I don't want it going nowhere. Then we're going to take our another one. Oops. And now we're going to go from this corner to this corner, doing the same thing, kind of just sandwich it together. And then I like to just go back and forth a few times just so I know they are exactly together. This step isn't 100% necessary. I just personally like it because it's a little bit easier on me to actually get the succulent on there. But if you choose to skip this step, totally fine. I just personally don't. And then here I take this longer part and then do the very last petal. Go back and forth. Okay. And now from here, I like to have that long last piece so I can start sewing it onto the actual pot. So we're going to stick it here, and it looks about center. Oops. And this is the first one I'm doing, so this is the first one I'm just going to hold down. And I'm going to go down one stitch and out a few stitches over, but making sure I'm going through the dirt as well. And then I'm going to go back through the ones that I missed. So go to the next stitch this way. Oops. And then that way you can skip this one stitch and have a little bit of wiggle room to go back up. And then go through that one missed stitch, and then I'm going to pop out over in this corner because we haven't done that yet. And then that should be pretty good sewn down. If you don't want your succulent to move, just take your strand. I want mine to move, so I'm not going to be doing it, but take your string, put it to about here, sew it through, and then you can sew it down to the dirt. I just like to give people the option who are going to be purchasing my plushie if they want to move it around or play with it. Again, it's kind of like a little fidget toy, not really necessary, but I think it's fun. Little discoveries everywhere I've noticed with fidget toys, and all of my crochet items at my markets are a hit and people interact more and eventually end up buying something. Okay, and then I'm gonna tie this off as like a little extra cautionary, just because it is, like, both strands are a little small. And then I'm gonna still weave them in. Maybe. There we go. All right. This part is kind of more up to you. I like to do the petals to where I have one here. I don't sew these small ones together. I kind of like eyeball it where I like it. They normally end up something like this, and then I end up putting the last small one on the top just so it kind of sits nice and neat there. I just think it looks the best. There we go. And then that way I am able to see if I actually like it or not. And there we go. Here is the succulent. She's looking beautiful. And then again, if you want to sew these down, you can sew them all down, but I really like to have interchangeable, movable, fidgety stuff to play with, even if it's not meant to be played with. You never know. You get bored in the car waiting for something, you got a little fidget toy makeshift right there, hanging on your rearview mirror. We're doing our string of pearls. I am going to be showing you 3 different strands that I'm doing. They are essentially the same thing, just more pearls added onto it. Again, you can add as many or as less pearls as you'd like. You can even not do the full chain that I'm doing and do more pearls in between. Completely up to you, but let's get to it. The longest strand, just to get it over with, in my opinion. But you are going to do your slip knot and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to do a bobble stitch. I do about 4 unfinished double crochets in the first chain that we started. It was the 3rd chain from the hook. So there's 1, 2, 3, oopsies, and 4. To me, also, the very bottom pearl always is going to look the weirdest. I don't know why. But so when I go to slip stitch this down, I kind of turn it over like this, like a little shell, and I try to pop in at the bottom. And then you're going to slip stitch shut. And then save yourself time, chain this in as you go. So there's 1, 2, you're going to chain 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I really wish I could find my own scissors, because this is a pain. So again, third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4 unfinished double crochets to make your bobble stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to keep repeating that until you have 5 pearls on your strands. We have 2, so we're going to do it 3 more times. You could chain some, or you don't have to chain any at all. I'm going to chain some just to give it a little bit extra flair. And then I like to do long, medium, hold on a second, yeah, long, medium, short, and then I go back to long, medium, short. You don't have to do that. You can do long all on one side, medium on one side, small on one side, but that's just, I don't know why, that's just how I like to do it. So I'm going to go in this stitch through that center, and I am going to slip stitch through. And that is our long strand. So now we're going to make our medium strand, which is literally the same thing, but only 4 balls. For this plant, I recommend, well, most of the plants, except for the succulent, I recommend anywhere between 6 to 9 stems. Completely up to you if you want more than that, less than that. That's just kind of like my personal preference. So this plant has 9. The succulent doesn't really count, but then the spiral has 7. The string of hearts have 6. It's very, very much up to you with what you want to do with your plant. There we go. And now with all of that, again, I'm really sorry if this bothers you, but I like to tie them all together right in the center, so I know they're not going anywhere. And then I go and pull down through that center, and then now they're just extra stuffing. And there you have it. There's the string of pearls. Normally I only do like 6 strands, but tonight I decided I wanted to do 9, and I love it. I think the next one I'm going to do like long on one side and then slowly going. Maybe try to do like long and then medium and then have like the small ones coming out the top, but cute. Okay, this next pattern we are doing is my favorite. It is my hanging plant pattern, and I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful, and we're gonna get into it. There's 2 different strands. Again, just like all the other ones, you can make them as long or as short, or put as many in here as you possibly want. With this one, I am only going to be doing 6, and each strand gets its own little flower. You can do more than one if you'd like. Per strand, it's completely up to you. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a little flower. Make your magic circle, And then inside your magic circle, you're actually going to chain 2 first, and then a double crochet next to it, and then a slip stitch. And then repeat that 5 times. So chain 2, double crochet, slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, slip stitch. Only 2 more times. Chain 2, double crochet, slip stitch. Oops. Chain 2, double crochet, and last one, slip stitch. I wait to cut this until I get all of the flower down. Sometimes it's a hit or miss with this flower for some reason, especially with this purple tonight. I want to say something happened to the quality of the yarn in this skein, but totally fine. Normally they don't look like this, but I honestly think it came out really cute in the end. So if you're having problems like I am, just shimmy, and that's why we wait. Just shimmy them down one by one. You also can do like your chain 2, double crochet, slip stitch, and then try to tighten it a little bit. I personally don't like doing that just because I like as much room as I possibly can to work. Okay, is that as tight as we're gonna get? I don't think so. I think I can get tighter. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So now from here, slip stitch into that chain, fasten off, leave a long-ish strand so you can sew into the plant. And what I like to do before I move on to the strands is I like to fix the flower first. So go through the back of the flower into the middle of the double crochet, just so that kind of cinches it down so it looks like the little flower, and then go through the magic circle and pull it through so they're not going anywhere. And then we are going to be moving on to the strand. Okay, so 2 different strands. They're literally going to be made the exact same way, just one's going to have 12 leaves, the other one is going to have 8. And if you need to watch me more, go down to the chapters below and then keep clicking back as many times as you'd like. Okay, so you're going to do your slip knot, and then you're going to chain 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from the first chain from the hook, you're going to do a slip stitch, and then a single crochet, and then a half double crochet, and then a double crochet, and then in the same stitch as the double crochet, you want to do a slip stitch. And now you're going to chain 7, work around that little strand so you don't have to weave it in later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last one for 7. So again, slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, and then a double crochet, and then slip stitch in the same one. And then keep repeating the process depending if you're doing your smaller strand or your longer strand 8 to 12 times, or if you just want to go more or less in general. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you already could tell by now, if you pulled it down and counted like I did, I am literally doing this in a row, but the way that it's being made, it does look like it is twisting a little bit. So they all aren't going to look exactly like this because we are doing so many increases with that double crochet and slip stitch that it's twisting by itself and you don't have to worry about doing that part. So now we are going to go and slip stitch it on exactly how we've been doing it. And pull through. On the flower, so I like to stagger the flowers, however, so I'm probably going to put this one up closer to the top. This one's probably going to be down here, but to be able to sew them on, in my opinion, is weird. So I go through a chain, and now with that, I go and take the needle onto the other side, and I go through the flower, and then I go down into the magic ring, through that chain again, just to kind of hook it and get it more in the center. And now here, it's a whole lot of weaving, and as you can tell throughout the tutorial, I hate weaving and I would rather do it as I go. But it's a whole lot of weaving in so the flower stays secure. I'm gonna take our flower, we're gonna kind of come up here into this one, go through just part of the chain, go through the other side of the flower. So we started here, we want to go through here then. And then go through the magic ring and through that same little bit of the chain. It just kind of holds and hides the flower better from the back. As you can see here, it's not like encased over. It just looks a little bit cleaner. Alright, and there you have it. That is how you make the hanging plant pattern. I love this one. I think this one is my absolute favorite one out of them all. If you like this crochet tutorial, please hit the like and subscribe button below. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, or you can personally message me on Instagram, Patreon, pretty much wherever. Again, if you would like this pattern written fully with pictures and everything as well, it is in the description below.